All right, what up, everybody? So, I'm gonna do a little update since we've done the Eibach Pro lowering kit on the 2015 Dodge Durango. Um, did a little changes. We did run into one issue where the rear shocks were a little too soft. We would hit bumps and it felt like it was bottoming out. So for the time being, I put the load leveling shocks back on here. They say it's not recommended to run with it just because the load leveling shocks, they adjust off of pressure that's being put on to the shocks itself. So when you go through and you put a lowering kit on there, from what I'm understanding, when you put the lowering kit on there and you compress the shocks down even more, they're actually trying to push back harder. So that way you get a lot better ride. So we haven't noticed where it rode any different. It still rides just as smooth. It did lower it down a little bit, not as low as what it was, but for the time being, it works great. We have no issues. But view of the Durango, like I said, everything works great on it. The fitment is real nice, and it took a lot of that wheel gap out. Plus, I was running a smaller tire, so the tire itself's not filling up the fender well a lot. But we went through, changed out to the black lug nuts instead of painting them, so that way they actually stay black. Y'all have seen it on the other little bits. We do have the carbon mirror caps, carbon door handle covers, and like I said, the back is good. It's about the same height. It might be a little bit lower. I'm just going to do a little finger comparison. So I'm getting about 3, almost 4 fingers in on the back. And then on the front, we're just under. So the front is actually just a little bit lower than the back, which is great. Have no complaints with that. So rolling around to the back side, we do have, like I said, those blasting bobs, 4.5-inch carbon fiber tips. Straight piped with the resonator delete. We did end up doing the vinyl on the chrome just to get rid of all of it. Going to the inside, we do have, and this is just stuff we've done. We did the carbon around the switches. We've got the carbon overlay over the top here. Added it around all the vents, like everybody does on the Dodges, or at least a lot of people I've seen. They do a lot of the carbon on the steering wheel just to kind of get rid of the chrome. And then we've got the carbon around the bezel for the radio, going all the way across. We've got some more that we're doing, as we call chrome delete, replaced with the carbon fiber overlay. But carbon on the center cover, that right there is a lifesaver. Just because the chrome that goes around right here, you'll see a lot of it where it starts peeling up, or you get a lot of feedback off the sun coming in. So putting that on there was great. Again, just temporary. It's a spray on like peelable vinyl. It's not really a plasti dip, but it is a plasti dip. We put that all across the bottom, and then did the side trim. That way we got rid of the chrome at the bottom, and then up at the top where the roof rails are, all that's been covered. So once we do the facelift, it'll change the whole front end, but for the time being, just to kind of get away from a lot of the chrome, get it more stealthy, just the overall better look. So step back, give you kind of a view. Like I said, this is how it is and how the wife likes it. I'm very impressed with it. It's been really great. So once we do some more updates, some more mods, we'll get into it. We'll go through and we'll show y'all more. I think the next thing is going to be the pedal commander, just because we want more of a snappier response with the throttle. So we'll get into that, getting that installed, going through, showing you what to do, how to get it put in, plugged in, and then we'll check out and see what the different drive modes are. They say that it's a game changer just for just everyday driving. So I'm curious to know how it works. But we'll get that looked at. Also, we'll be doing intake, possibly some other stuff. We'll get into more tunes and everything. And then, once we get more settled in with everything, we'll move off the Durango, and we'll probably get into the IS300, trying to get it ready for the drift season, and then possibly into the truck, show y'all a little bit more on the truck as far as being bagged, what kind of maintenance we go through, what kind of things we look at, and just the overall drivability of them. But other than that, I just figured I'd jump on real quick, throw a quick little video, and show y'all what it's like with the Durango since we've driven it around for about a week and a half now. And again, no issues. The kit went on very easy. We did have the little hiccup with the front as far as trying to get the spring compressors out, but when you buy a cheap spring compressor, it is a little bit harder just because the build on them is real thick. So if you have a professional commercial style spring compressor, or I did notice that Harbor Freight makes a different style spring compressor, that might work a little bit better, just because you can actually get it in there and clamp down on the spring a little bit better. But doing it in the driveway, took me about a day to get it done, and I'm very pleased with it. The ride and everything in general is just great. So give you an update on the next mod that we do on the Durango. But until then, see y'all later. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next, and we'll go from there.